go back to the breaking news. You can see bottom of your screen at 17 after 4 this afternoon. Here on Today, there has been a last-minute court interdict to try and halt the ANC Gauteng elective conference. That news coming out a couple of minutes ago when our reporter Linda Kokle-Kulu had heard from the leadership in charge of this conference. Let's now bring into the conversation, get some reaction on what exactly this means as I bring in Lukhanya Vanqa, political analyst. Lukhanya, always good to have you with us on the show. Let's not even bother talking about who comes out on top. Once again, we see an ANC elective conference that's been dragged to court. What do you make of all of it?
Again, following on the Eastern Cape's provincial conference that was also taken to court, we see again, disgruntled delegates and members of the ANC taking their party to court again on this aspect. I don't think it will succeed. I think it will have the same defects that were seen in the Eastern Cape, where they're unable to meet the question of urgency, and this will be dismissed, and that conference will probably go ahead by tonight. And I don't think the ANC will actually stop the conference. They will go ahead in parallel with that court case that's happened.
Yeah, we heard earlier from Pule Mabe and also David Makura saying that the conference is going ahead as well. Also, what I found interesting is, give me your thoughts on this, Lukhanya. Heard from Pule Mabe speaking to Linda Kokle-Kulu that he says there are no problems in the ANC. Considering what I've seen today, that simply isn't true.
Crisis? What crisis? That's always been the standard response of the ANC. They suffer from a very acute levels of denialism as an organization, and that's why the organization finds itself in the perilous situation that it finds itself in right now, because everyone can see that definitely there are problems. I mean, there are votes that have been quarantined for nearly a month now, and no one knows what to do with them. The NEC attempted to intervene and resolve that situation. They also were unable to, take that matter forward. The PEC, it's now been referred back to the PEC. The PEC currently also doesn't know what to do with that. So really there is, there are problems, and there is a crisis that the organization is facing. Denialism is not going to bring up any solutions. They need to tackle some of these issues head on and show leadership.
Also, the denialism is going to be a problem as well, because right now there's, some could suggest, slight denialism when it comes to the PEC and the NEC. Linda Kokle picking up this question with Pule Mabe. It's all got to do with Ekurhuleni and quarantine votes. PEC moving ahead while there's still questions around the votes that put them into power in the first place. What do you imagine is going to be the solution to that?
I think there's been an abdication of leadership responsibility from the NEC, because this matter has, gone beyond the PEC. The PEC was unable to resolve it. That's why it went to the National Dispute Resolution Committee of the ANC. They decided to put in this quarantine policy that they have with those votes. And when the matter was supposed to be resolved, after they appointed a committee or a Jeff Radebe to deal with the issue as national structures of the ANC. When that report from Jeff Radebe comes into the NEC says, no, 25 days after taking up the matter, this is not supposed to be handled by us. We're going to refer it back to the PEC. It really is an abdication of responsibility of the worst kind by the NEC, because this matter is going to get its final resolution by the NEC. The fact that the NEC didn't do this now is really done a disservice to the rest of the ANC, because now you have a disputed REC that is participating and might contaminate the provincial conference of the ANC.
I'll leave this as my last question to you then. Let's talk about the leadership battle then. We bring into the boxing ring MEC Panyaza Lesufi and MEC Lebogang Maile as well. A lot of backwards and forwards, a lot of mudslinging as well. Let's talk slates. The ANC can deny they are there, but they are. Who's going to walk out with the top slate and the top job in Gauteng?
It's very difficult to look into some of these situations because of the political peacocking that happens, where people try to inflate the real sense of their numbers that they have. On the conference floor, we've seen that Panyaza Lesufi might be leading, but everywhere else, we've seen Maile, posture as if he's leading. If I were to look into the political tea leaves and were to forced to make a decision, I'll probably call it for Maile. I don't know why. The numbers don't look good for him on the conference floor, but I have some feeling and inkling that he might just come out on top. So I'm calling it for Maile.
You're calling it for Maile, and it looks like we would have had a conversation tomorrow after it all plays out, but there's probably going to be another delay, isn't there? Political analyst Lukhanya Vanqa joining us this afternoon here on eNCA.